Hey, hi, my name is Sebastian. Glad to meet you today.
Nice to meet
Okay.
you.
And what is your name and how do you pronounce it?
My name is Suad. I pronounce it Suad. And the full name is Suad Hassan.
Uh,
Um, I'm from Saudi Arabia.
okay,
And this is, I have some experience about social work.
okay, okay. So do you prefer to be called
Um,
Sarad? Did I say that
yeah,
correctly?
it's correct.
Okay, correct. And so how was your day today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I'm preparing for the mid of semester. I have many assignments and I'm excited about this interview
oh,
to do
okay.
it.
And so, and you indicated that you were preparing for the middle of the semester. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, I'm preparing for the mid of the semesters. I have many important assignments, and this the the, the interview, which
Uh,
I like to do it well. That's why I'm here, and I'm happy to meet you.
okay. And so, so how are you doing? How do you feel about your progress in the first half of the semester?
Um, I think I'm doing good. I like my classes,
Hmm.
and um, doing my assignments and attending the classes, and they are very interesting classes that I'm
Hmm.
preparing me for results. That's why I like them much.
Okay. So you say that you like your classes. What class in particular is there a favorite class that you like particularly? And
The skills always is very important and
uh,
essential for the career. That's why I like this class because
okay,
it helped me to have many skills for the job.
okay. So I understand it that these classes are important to you in terms of the career objectives that you have.
Yeah, I think they are very important for anyone who need to be a social worker or
So have you had experience in social work in the past?
yeah, I had an experience on social work. Honestly, this is my second bachelor degree for social work, and I have some experience in Saudi Arabia. I worked in women's jail as a social worker, and I enjoyed the social work career. It's a very wide area that to be a social worker you can work in, and I hope to work in any of these areas, hospital, with the jail again, with the disabilities. All the social workers areas are very interesting for me.
Oh, okay, and that sounds like you had a lot of experience in social work. Is there any differences in the different perspectives with your first bachelor's degree in social work, then in your second, and pursuing your second degree in social work? Do you see any simulations there?
Yeah, I think social work process are the same, but it's the culture, the people, many things are different. That's why I'm adapting myself to the new people, new culture, and of course new job.
Okay. And so, is there a particular area of social work that you like most?
Although I like all the areas, all the fields of the social work,
Uh-huh.
because I did many internships that with the different people, but I hope to work with disabilities.
Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit more about the internships that you completed thus far?
Yeah, I did. Um, real experience of job employed with the jail, with the women jail, and of course it is different people, different culture, different everything. And the social worker, many things that may do limitations for his job. Um, you can work as a social worker in jail in a different area, maybe different than that. Um, Although we have to offer services for these people, sometimes they are considered in the community as criminals, but for a social worker, for sociology, they may be victims. I think this is here is our role to help these people, uh, to do best, not to go worse, and to work as criminals. Even the others who are doing crimes or doing, we also as social workers, our job are to help them to rehabilitation, of course. So, no, I did uh, help many of them to have schooling, to have education, to try to change. You cannot change their personality, but you can change the attitudes. So I think this is the main job of the social worker, that it can give him some satisfaction.
Oh, wow. So I'm hearing that, in your formal practice, as a social worker, that in working with, the system there, or the criminal, as you indicated, that your job was basically to not see them as a criminal, but to see them for their potential and the services that you can provide them to help them to rehabilitate so that they can become better people, because you can't change a person, but you can change their attitude. Did I get that correctly?
Exactly correct.
Okay. Okay. So that sounds
And of
really,
course,
really,
yeah, as a social worker, the organization itself will help you as a social worker. The director, they will help you to lead them to go from prison to the school, to have their education, to have some certification, and to let them to work in the society. So I'm happy that several women, several ladies, they are not women, they are young, you know, young ladies, and they are again more educated, and they have jobs. And this is, I think,
and so, again, in this particular area, that you find to be most helpful for you as a social worker is to ensure that these individuals are actually given the service, to given the educations that they need to be able to come out and find employment, or an equal opportunity. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Is there is there is there a relationship with, the outside agencies, or how are the persons that have been rehabilitated, how are they viewed, uh, in the sense of applying for a job? Are they considered felons, or is there some kind
Of
of?
course, without the help of these organizations, you can do nothing as a
Oh,
social worker,
wow.
and they help much. Honestly, the director of the prison, they are very, very nice people, very highly educated people. They understand what I mean, and they help me, and they help these ladies. They are not bad. They are not criminals. Every personality, you will find many things. You will find many good things. So these ladies, with the directory, they understand what and even with the laws there, it's with the court, with the judge, we have the permission to take them from prison to school, and they have a school for the prison. It's near the school, the prison, and they continue their education. They have a very just little few years, about 5 years, and then they go to the sixth grade, they finish the intermediate, and they have just small jobs. So and I was happy for that, and they are come out, as I said, they finish their sentence periods, and they come out to society. They lead their life well in the society, and they have their jobs. And I'm so happy they are much than stable, and still they are my friend. They are still.
Oh wow! So it sounds like you built a strong rapport with your clients, and I guess I want to kind of understand more about how their release is and how you come to draw your measure of outcomes, I should say, and I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it appears that you have an opportunity
Yes,
to stay in
as you said,
contact.
I find the opportunity. I found the help. You know, I was working with the Minister of Interior,
Okay,
Saudi Arabia,
okay,
and they helped me much.
okay.
Even the ministry itself, they gave me the teachers at first inside the prison, and after that we send them to the near school, and they pursue their schooling. They finish, some of them finish the intermediate, and with the help, and we are doing tutoring inside the prison. And they are very good and very smart ladies, and they continue their education. The one from high school, the other intermediate school, but at this they have their jobs. You know, one of them worked in a daycare. One of them in the school as a teacher. Other also as a teacher. Uh, uh, Three of them are nurses now.
Wow.
Yes, they finished, and they're uh, studied nurses about 7 months certificate, and they are nurses, and they were very happy for that graduation, and they are leading now very successful families, and
So how did that make you feel as a social worker? Do you feel good
of
about
course,
that, or
even as a human being, as a social worker, is you find it anywhere in life, in the day life. So I'm so happy. I'm so proud of that. And as I told you, they are my friends now. Till now, I know they are how, although they are more than 10 years now, they have their kids going to school. They are continuing their jobs, and they are usually contacted me. So, but as I told you, with many helps, not me as a social worker, with the Minister of Interior, with the Director of the prison, with the Minister of Education, all these help did this environment for these ladies to change their mind, their attitude. They are not criminals, and the Minister of Interior, some of them have, you can't believe, many years. They reduce it, because there are some laws that good attitude, they reduce. One have 3 years, she has only 9 months.
Okay.
And the other also have 2 years, she has only 6 months. So it helped much. This is a reward for them. That's why I think they succeeded in their education and their profession, and I'm very proud of that.
So it sounds like the system there is much different than the system here, where over there, if the clients are participating in programs, education and job programs, that they, or in turn, the minister. The minister of justice would in turn give them an early release, and that they're able to come out. And so, can I interject? Is there any kind of mechanism that would would cause them to be discriminated against, and that you know of, because they having come from the minister of justice or the minister of interior to where they're stigmatized by society as a whole. Is there any such systems there?
Yeah, this is the system that helped me to do something,
Uh-huh.
to offer a service as a social worker. I cannot do it
Uh-huh.
if these systems together give me the chance, opportunity to do,
Okay.
to help these ladies, honestly. And I appreciate that because honestly, they are very proud of me that I'm doing something well for the society. So they are not giving me the help; they are giving help for society
Okay.
to let these ladies to come back
Okay.
and not to look at criminals to be sentenced and that's all. And I think they have a very good offers. They have the minister application can come inside the prison. If they are not allowing them to go out, they will provide us teachers to come inside. And after they be okay, and they are after they said okay, yes, we can permit them to go out, and they can take them do transportation, giving them for the nearest school, and so this all the help that the Minister of Education, the Minister of Interior, and even the society, yeah, even the families know that these girls are now not only prisoners, they are students. So they accept all this. So this helped any social worker, I think, to do his job.
So that sounds again. That sounds very unique, and it seems that um, you have um, um, been acclimated in this system to be of a lot of help. Would you mind sharing your perspective on how that system is different than the systems here in the United States? Or is there any assimilation that you would think to be similar or different that may uh, be useful or, for the systems here?
I expected the system here will be much helping than the other one.
Then the system.
I think anyone that can expect that is more advanced, more educated. I hope that we have more opportunities for social workers to give their services. That's why. But I have no experience here. I have only did my internship in a disability facility, and that's it. I have not that experience that I can judge what's going on here. And I hope to work here to find another chance to give service for any needy people. Social. I hope so.
And I think you're going to do a fabulous job.
I'm doing this also. This classes. It will help me. It will enrich my experience, and I have to get use of my instructors, the society, people just like you, the other students, everyone he had experience. It will enrich my experience, of course.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. And so, and I just like to touch back bases, and to know more about your transition and how that transition is coming about in terms of you reaching your goals and your objectives in social work and being of this new system that you know very little about. I would like to hear more about that transition and how has that been for you thus far.
Yeah, of course, the transition as what you call it, it's great, of course, because you are transferring from a certain culture to another new culture. Even for me, I get used to one culture to some people, and now you are changing everything. So, but I hope that I did another bachelor degree because of to adapt this culture to adapt these people to do more communication, to absorb this transition. Not, it will be useful for me. I think it will, as I thought, it will enrich my experience. And, mm, although they said, "Hey, it's a challenge on your age. You are doing." I said, "Yeah, I have to do it. I I work with students for social work only for tutoring, and I work for I do many communication only with the students to get more insight
Okay.
in deep of this no community.
And so, if I heard you correctly, uh, the transition is is forthcoming, so to speak. You've indicated that the systems are very different in one aspect and very alike in another aspect in terms of the social worker, and that you look forward to the challenge and look forward to being acclimated in this particular system, and age doesn't appear to be a factor to you because this is your practice, this has been your experience in life, and this is where you see yourself in the future in social work. And did I hear you correctly?
Exactly.
Okay, that is awesome, and I really, really like that. And we didn't get a chance to look at some of the challenges, but in your opinion, have there been any barriers in terms of ageisms or genderisms or biases or discriminations that you feel may have been subjective to the challenges that you find to be not so challenging?
I like this question.
Uh-huh.
It's a very important, it's a very essential question that to be to me.
Uh-huh.
But um, uh, my experience with this society, it's an open society. It is although it's totally different, but it's easily to go deep. This is according to my point of view. It is easy to go because here is a variety. So the variety is very easy to be one of them. Not like other even my previous culture or my previous community. It is the same. But here, this variety, I think, is giving a chance for anyone and easily to go in. This is what I'm feeling. But it's not I didn't feel that I'm a stranger or I'm not from this because everyone here is this is for all.
All.
That's and for that.
And so, and I'm glad that you are very objective to that broadness that our society welcomes all, and that
Yeah.
there's not many aggressions that you have encountered in your pursuit, as a social worker, and I think that is wonderful, that you're able to look at this society as a society that welcomes all and to give all the opportunity to advance in the field of particularly social work.
Me too. Also, I'm very happy for because this community is a vast, no bias, no discrimination, no. You may find in the same people, you will find there is some discrimination, some but I think here this because I read a lot about the history of this nation.
Okay.
The history of this nation, let it open. Let it the constitution of these people. Let them to be together. You are the same. So this is it makes it easy for anyone from any person will not feel a unique or I'm something else because everyone here you are here I'm here. Listen, this is very nice in this, honestly, in this community, and I think as a social worker, it will help much. Although I have no experience here for working my job, but I think it will be so easy for this variety, for the absence of bias or discrimination or some, uh, I think it's not that difficult for anyone to see. I'm from here, not from no. It's here, no. You can find it anywhere, but here, no, you will not find it.
Okay, and so uh, I would like to, if you're willing, I would like to talk about how uh, returning to school and having to uh, redo, your curriculum in social work. How does that play out with you, and how do you feel about that? And do you feel that that's fair, or do you feel that there should be some other alternative for a person that's been in the field for 30 years, and that not being taken into account of the licensing here? And I would like, to learn more about that if that's okay with you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what many people discussed with me this point
Uh-huh.
exactly, because how to go again to repeat that. I think although I am ready for for my master degree, my PhD, but uh, the transition you talked about, this re-education helped me much. At least at my career as a social worker,
Okay.
it enables me to know people more and more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the much better in this community or this nation, they're not talking to you why are old and coming to read again. It will be found anywhere, but here I didn't find it. It is something strange because in the class you will find many people at different ages, different. I like this variety,
Oh, good.
so it's not that strange.
Uh-huh.
Any other place it will be, oh wow, why am I coming here? Are your sons and girls? I said, yeah. But here I didn't support for that.
Oh, okay. So it
Even
sounds
the instructors there is more
so it
acceptable.
sounds like you accepted, the challenge, and that in fact, the practice here is very helpful to you in your career, and that you get the opportunity to meet a lot of people, you get the opportunity to learn some different perspectives, you get an opportunity to look at some of the different interventions that are applicable here, that were unknown to you, and certainly this has been more of a benefit for you than an objective for a particular license or anything, but you as a social worker, it seems like it brings out a better you. Did did I get that correct?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
correct.
certainly,
And I know the challenge as you shared that I'm again doing my assignments, but I think it's more easier for me now
uh,
to do than other students to do
okay,
my assignment.
okay,
Maybe
okay,
for the age, for the
yeah,
experience, it should be more
yeah,
easier for me.
yeah. Well, I like that because uh, certainly, with age, we can expect experience,
Yeah,
and certainly you have that experience, and hopefully, a lot of the younger students can learn from that, at the same token, because, at heart, we strive to, to meet the needs of others, and that need can be very broad,
yeah,
even in the classroom, and certainly I certainly, like to hear more of these stories of someone being able to
School
come, yeah,
again.
exactly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a pretty interesting, you know, piece, and your perspective is a wonderful perspective. You know, I think it's a perspective that is primary focus on the perspectives of social work as we know it today, and I think that that is an awesome perspective to have, and I certainly look forward to having the opportunity to, you know, meet with you again and to see how, you know, what kind of outcome we can expect, you know, as the semester ends, because I know you're preparing for your midterms, and it sounds like you got it pretty much nailed, you know, and uh, hopefully, you know, we can, you know, revisit this same, you know, at this, you know, same level, you know, because um, it's just a very excellent opportunity for me to be able to sit down and interview someone who is very knowledgeable and very broad about, you know, the field of social work.
Thank you for you, for me too. I'm very happy that to me,
Okay,
you
hey,
know, and to have this interview.
yeah, no question.
I'm very happy to do that. It's not easy.
Yeah,
It's a big, great experience.
hey,
So
great, great,
yeah, and
great.
I hope to meet you again and again, to
Yeah,
go in this same career,
yeah.
to help each other. How, you know, social worker need
Work
to
together.
meet social workers.
Yeah,
Even you know,
that's right.
it will help much
That's right.
in our career.
That's right.
And I thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm very happy for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
That concludes our interview. Okay. Let's see how we